Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are with Reverend Harris, Reverend Dr. Floyd D. Harris Jr., the revolutionary on the West Coast, Mississippi, Fresno. We are glad to be here once again. We have a guest of mine, friend of mine, a minister of mine who is with us today. Entrepreneur, I may say, minister, very progressive sister who is with us today. Minister Wanda Allen.
Yes.
And she is from Baltimore, Maryland. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Baltimore, Maryland, which is on the other side of the world, United States of America. So what is she doing over here on the West Coast? We're going to find it out tonight, why she is in Mississippi, Fresno. And, we was getting ready for the show tonight. And I kind of picked up this book here. This is Out of the Darkness, the story of Allensworth. Allensworth. Do you know who Allensworth is? Mr. Allensworth. And I'm going to kind of talk about that a little bit, but I want to go right into our show tonight with our sister here. She did something here, had a program about 2 weeks ago. And I was really amazed and impressed with the effort that she put together. I will say that she's a product of my organization, National Network in Action, which is a civil and human rights organization that I founded here in the United States of America. I'm also the assistant pastor here at New Life Church of God. My senior pastor, Pastor Paul McCoy, who is the senior pastor here. And Sister Wanda, why don't you introduce yourself to us today and kind of telling her to kind of just relax, we're going to have fun with this tonight. And it's Friday night. It's Friday night. Usually Friday night is open mic night with Real Talk with the #1 doctors, myself and Dr. Gene Kennedy. We're going to be revamping our show. I got a superb website coming out. With our radio show, we reorganizing our organization, our civil rights organization, and also we're renovating our church here. And so there's a lot of good positive things that's going on. I'd also like to thank my camera person who is working the camera tonight, Brother Patch, who has donated his time with us to do our recording tonight. And this is going to be fun. And Sister Wanda, why don't you introduce yourself to us, to my TV audience all over the world, from the United States to Nigeria, to South Africa, to Jamaican, to everywhere. Why don't you just introduce yourself to us today?
Wow. All over the world. All right. Well, I am Wanda Allen, and I'm here in Fresno. I've been here for about 15 years now. Originally came, because of a job transfer. I lived on the East Coast. I was born and raised on the East Coast. Went to church on the East Coast, and been in church all my life. But I got kind of like, I wanted to experience something different in life, and I asked the Lord, how can I get a job in a different state? And an opportunity came up. I mean, it was kind of strange the way it happened, but it happened. My husband said, I want to live in the West Coast for a while. How about moving to the West Coast? And at first I was like, that's too far from my family. It's too far from my family. But at the same time, I said, Lord, is this my ticket to get out and experience the world?
Right.
And so, I did. I put in for a job transfer, and I got the job transfer.
So you stuck here with us.
And I got stuck here.
She's stuck with us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. She is stuck in Mississippi, Fresno. Ain't that something? Welcome.
And I didn't plan to be here this long. I really tried to get a job transfer back, but it didn't work out. But I do see how the Lord is working with me while I'm here. I've learned a lot while I've been in Fresno. I had a lot of opportunities. The Lord has really shown me so much since I've been here. So I see why I'm here. I don't think I would have learned all that I've learned in Baltimore, because Baltimore is a big city, and you learn more in the smaller cities. So I've learned so much since I've been here.
So Baltimore, talk about dynamics and ethnicity. is you see more African American people in Baltimore than you do Fresno.
Oh, yes, yes. It was a culture shock when I came to Fresno. You know, I was used to every year having a big African event where all African people come together, African Americans come together, Stone Soul Picnic, Juneteenth, Martin Luther King's birthday, Malcolm X Day. And when I came to Fresno, I mean, the first thing I looked for in Fresno was Kwanzaa. I couldn't find Kwanzaa. And then when I did find it, I did find it though. I did find it because I found Professor Kahinde.
Right.
And so it was very small. It was very different from what I had ever been used to.
Right.
But the good thing about it was, in Baltimore, I went to Kwanzaa every year. It was a big celebration, but it was really no real teaching going along with that.
Okay.
They did give us the principles when I was in Baltimore, but it was not really like we implemented it during those 7 days.
Okay.
That's what I got out of it in Baltimore. Try to do it those 7 days. We made gifts for each other during the Kwanzaa, during the 7 days. But when the 7 days was over, Kwanzaa was over.
Right.
What I learned in Fresno, it's really a part of life.
Right.
It's really the guiding principles in the Bible. And I got a chance to connect that here in Fresno, because that was a good life opening. And then I started searching for the connection with the Kwanzaa, with the Bible, with life, with history, and it's all falling together. How Kwanzaa is so important, how Black history is so important, how doing living by the truth that's in the Bible. I'm gonna put it like that.
Right. So, Minister, entrepreneur, Sister Wanda, she did something that was very out of the box, ladies and gentlemen. And I like to talk about that because it was the first time, other than myself, I seen someone do Black History celebration, not traditionally in January and February, but the first weekend in November, which traditionally November is for Thanksgiving. And so when you called me about that and asked would we participate and would I come speak, I couldn't say no. And when someone asks me, I just say, use me wherever you want to use me, you know. And I believe today is not about me always speaking, but also being a supporter. I think that a lot of us today, we always want to get up and talk, but yet we don't know how to cheerlead and be a support base for different events. Now, why did you decide to have a Black History program in the first week of November? Because I have never heard of anyone having a Black History program. I mean, the program was just excellent. It was excellent. I mean, from the start to the finish, from the food to the speakers to the you know me, I almost got to preaching, and I told the folk I wasn't gonna start preaching, but it started coming up. You know how like when it started coming up, it got to come out, and so I had to apologize to the audience because it was